Welcome to my journey. We're going to take this and train it to compete in this. Yes, you heard right. This fat, unfit, middle-aged man is going to compete in the Cairns Ironman Triathlon 2024. That's a 3.8k swim, 180k bike ride, and a 42k run. Well, hopefully run. Starting 60 weeks out, you can follow me and see if I've got what it takes to make it all the way. Every week we'll have a new episode and you can see the highs and lows, all the tears, all the blood, all the sweat, and there'll be lots of sweat. I hope you join me and enjoy this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you do. We'll see you soon. Oh, and make sure if you see me out on the trail, say hi, give me some encouragement, or something like that. Welcome to week 11. It's Sunday morning, just after 6, and I'm about to hit my 10k run. Best of luck to me. No, I think I'll be fine. It's a bit windy, and it looks like it's rained recently outside, but hey, that's what the fun stuff is, surely. So enjoy this episode and make sure you stay around to the end for the graphical update on everything. I feel like I'm going to have a good week this week, so fingers crossed.
About a kilometre and a half in now. Feeling pretty good, pretty happy. Body feels alright. It looks like it might get a bit wet if I'm unlucky. Fingers crossed it holds off. But I'm pretty warm right now. 3.5 k's in or so. Still feeling pretty good. Ran all the way, happy. Now we're going back into a bit of a headwind, so let's see how that goes. There's the rain. Yeah, hey. Ready to go down 7 kilometres in.
Oh, 10k's down. Got through the first 7 without stopping except for a toilet break, but then the last 3 were a little tough, but got through them at the end. Bit of rain, bit of wind, bit of everything, so but I'm glad that's over and I'm looking forward to a nice warm shower now. That is for sure. Oh, okay, so Monday morning swim, done ski. Yeah, it was just a normal swim. Everything went pretty well. Still bits of traffic and still have, it's just that every time you swim past someone, if you don't know that they're coming and you don't quite lift your mouth out of the water enough, you know, let's say I'm not dehydrated. Well, it's Tuesday morning at stupid o'clock. I woke up this morning at like 20 to 3 and couldn't get back to sleep, so here it is. I'm just after 4 and I'm about to go for a ride, so not smart, but I don't like laying in bed not being able to go back to sleep, so I'm going to put my gear on and go for a ride. And it's an easy ride today on the bike, nothing too strenuous, just little 40k's. Okay, so we've got a special little treat here, 3 months or roughly 3 months into this arduous process. I've got a what I commonly refer to as my fat video, a side by side for you showing when I first started this process versus now. It's funny because I look at it and I don't see a lot of difference, but I know that that there is a difference, certainly in my clothes and other things. So enjoy, and hopefully the one in 3 months' time that we'll put next to it will be even more different. Another good swim this morning, 2Ks in the rock pool, no floaty, so feeling really comfortable about being able to do the triathlon here in Townsville, because obviously I can do the distance, no problems. Nice buoyancy in the salt water too, and obviously, you know, just another magnificent morning here. Pretty hard to put up with really through this tough winter, although I have to jokingly, it was cold when I got in the water this morning, so good times. So this week I wanted to have a little look at how, I guess, my view on mental health, how I've sort of come to reconcile it over the years. And I don't know if this is something that someone else has already done. I don't know. I don't read a lot of. I read a lot of books to help understand who I am and how, you know, different views of the world. But I've never really been into the psychological side of things. So I hope this isn't repeating someone else's work. But this is my idea of how you manage your own. This is how I manage my mental health. So, and this is kind of how I view it in terms of what is important and what do I need to keep an eye on. So, and it's, you know, give it a name, call it my pyramid of power. So in the ideal world, this pyramid is an equilateral. So all sides are strong, all sides functioning well, everything going good. And to put it, well, I view this really simply. You've got a physical aspect to your mental health, your fitness, your nutrition, any supplements you take, any deficiencies your body has. We all are different in this respect, and that's why you've seen me go and get blood tests and make sure that my body is functioning the way that it should be. And if there's anything that's not there, like zinc, whatever, then get supplements and make sure that everything in your body is going well. So that's the first tick in the box for me. It's an easy thing to do. It's not hard. It's not expensive. So, you know, physical health is important. Then you're looking at your nutrition. What are you putting into your body? What energy? What are you fueling your body with? And then you've got fitness. So that's, you know, a triangle of its own, I guess. But it's one part of. It's a big piece of the puzzle in terms of your mental health for me, because if all this is bad, then it's pretty hard to do the rest well. Like, you're starting from a bad foundation. The second piece is your relationship to yourself. How do you talk to yourself? What's the internal dialogue of your brain look like? And this is something that, you know, a lot of times, certainly when I was younger, I just didn't take enough notice of how I spoke to myself internally. if this is a really negative relationship and all you do is put yourself down and, you know, and it's very unhealthy, then that's certainly something to work on. And there are lots of different ways you can do that. One of my personal favorites is to have my own little mantras that I say. So you can trick yourself into having positive self-talk, you know, and maybe tricking is not the right word, but you can program yourself. So one of the things that I used to do would be, when I would go for a walk, I would literally say, money comes easily and frequently, money comes easily and frequently, money. And I would just repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Or, I love and approve of myself, I love and approve of myself. And so what you're doing is you're just programming your brain, so that when you have those internal thoughts, these are the things that pop up. And that's a very brief version of that, but hopefully you get the idea that you can, whatever little mantras you want to use, if you do them every day, say them out loud, say them into the mirror if you want, talk to yourself, those things make a difference. It's reprogramming your subconscious. And the third is your external relationships. So your friends, family, partner. I have some interesting theories about this that are not my theories, I should say, but you know, there is some really interesting study out there that says that you're the average of your 10 closest friends. I think it's 10 people. So if those 10 people are all negative, you know, world's against me, I can't do it, whatever, that's where you're going to end up. So you have to be really careful here, not to, you know, divorce your family and move away, but because everyone has negative moments, obviously. But if this group of people that you surround yourself with have a direct effect on your mental health and your attitude towards the world. So when I say that's a really important part, if that's supportive, understanding, caring, uplifting, positive influence, that's what you want in that space. And again, this is something that you can work on. Obviously you can't, you know, even your family, you can have conversations, you can talk about how they affect you if they have a negative attitude towards things. All those things, they're conversations. So in short, this is kind of how I manage my, you know, give myself a little report card, let's call it. Am I getting this right? And this is the bit that I'm focusing on a lot at the moment, because that's the bit that I had let go more than anything else over the last 10 years. I just really stopped looking at, you know, I was doing this part well, I was talking to myself well, got a good, this part was strong and this bit was really up the shit. So for me, and so this is really, I guess it's easy to see, you know, if I shrink this down, if you gave yourself a rating out of 10 for each of these sides, for example, and if this is 1 on this side for me, and these are both 10, then I've got a really, you know, skewed triangle, which means it's not strong. You know, or if these two things are working beautifully, and this is up to shit, then you're still in trouble. And this is where I found myself, is that even though I was doing good self-talk, even though I had strong relationships around me, this part was letting me down, because it made this part particularly hard and didn't work and didn't help this part. So these things all work together, and if you get them all, you know, even if you're 5 rating out of 10 for all sides, then you're in a better position than I was if I was 10 and 10 and 1. And so you want to try and work on these things individually, but as a group as well. So hopefully that makes sense to everyone else. It makes perfect sense to me, because that's how I tend to think about this. So I love people's feedback on this as to whether this really does make sense, or whether it's just, you know, my unusual view of the world. So, but I hope that helps to see things in a slightly different way. I think a lot of times people look at their mental health as a mental thing. I think that if mental health just was about the mental, like your inner thinking and your inner brain, then it would be, probably be a much easier thing to manage. I think the reason why it's so hard for a lot of people to manage and can get out of control is because it is a dynamic between multiple things. It is not a straightforward, simple solution. It's not A plus B equals C. So if you can take a different approach like this and go, okay, well, I'm kicking goals in here and I need to work on that, and this has got some bits I need to do. Just do a self-assessment internally and have a look at where you are in this pyramid, and then start putting things in place to make change. This is not something, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and solve all your problems. That's not how the world works, full stop. But this will give you, certainly gave me a way to look at it and a way to build a program for myself to try and fix isn't the right word, to try and heal the parts of my mental health that needed to be healed. Whether it's my physical side, whether it's my internal dialogue, or whether it's my external relationships. If I can get those things, if I can keep working on all of those things, then I will always come out stronger at the other side. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that helps people. It'd be interesting to get people's feedback.
Well, Saturday morning, last day of this week, and I am about to go off on my big ride. 100 k's is the target this morning, so let's hope that my little legs have got that in them. Got lots of fuel, lots of liquids, so
Welcome to this week's update. Not a lot to report data-wise. We basically are no new records this week. Everything's pretty much on track. Obviously, I guess my performance is improving without the times coming down, if that makes sense. I am able to run the 5Ks relatively comfortably now, so I will be able to start working on the time. I can do the ride relatively comfortably, and I can do the swim relatively comfortably. So now it'll be time, over the next few months I will start pushing on the times to try and get those down. But this week we did 150 kilometers of riding, 6 kilometers of swimming, and 20 kilometers of running, so plus Castle Hill a couple of times. So I'm pretty happy with the workload, and yeah, as I said, it's all kind of coming together quite nicely now. So just need to keep working through and keep improving, keep putting the kilometers down.
well, somehow I got through 100 k's, so technically 99.5, but if anyone wants to argue with me, let me know. It wasn't too bad in the end. Legs are a bit sore now, so I'm gonna go and have a really nice shower. I hope you've enjoyed this week. It's been a good week actually. Everything's come together quite well, even though it's been really busy at work and everything. So yeah, happy with progress this week, and looking forward to another strong week next week. So don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, it really helps. And we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.